Day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open from the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium in Chennai, the capital of the southern state of Tamil Nadu, and proud to say, my hometown. Grew up here, went to school here, went to college here, got married here. This is my home. Hello and a very warm welcome here to Day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open. I'm Amritraj, and with me here is India's newly minted Davis Cup captain, Anand Amritraj, my brother, who's joining us on the show. Congratulations, Davis Cup captain, big job.
Thank you, Vij. Thank you very much. Certainly an honor and a privilege to be Davis Cup captain for India.
More importantly, are you nervous? Are you nervous?
No, more nervous doing this interview. But other than that, I'm quite happy to be Davis Cup captain. Really looking forward to the job.
But we've got a lot of good youngsters, of course, playing in this year's Aircel Chennai Open and a lot of Indian interest. But we're going to first talk about young Jeevan Nedunjarian from the home city of Chennai here, who had a wonderful match yesterday against Vasily. What did you think of that match?
Well, I thought Jeevan started extremely well. And up 4-1 in the first set. And Vasily was not getting his timing right. And apparently always a slow starter.
Yeah.
But eventually at 4-2, played a couple of bad points, Jeevan, and let Vasily back into the first set. And from then on, it was kind of one-way traffic in the second set. But Jeevan did acquit himself pretty well, though, I must say.
What do you think he should be doing to get better, to have won that match, especially that first set?
You know, the seventh game of any set, the first set especially, is a little hard because the balls get a little slower and softer. And he did not quite hit through the ball as he should have in the forehand side. If he'd won that seventh game, I think he would have served out the set.
Yes, absolutely. I thought he had a very good chance. Had he won that first set, things could have been a little different. But let's take a look at some of the other results from day one of the Aircel Chennai Open. There are a bunch of good matches out there. Of course, Ramkumar qualified, which was a big boost for Indian tennis. And a doubles match, of course, there. Saket Maini coming through with his Russian partner in straight sets. Vasily, of course, over Nedunjarian. And then Popsicle over Kyle Edmund, who was, of course, the wild card as well, wasn't he?
Popsicle?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the way I read his name.
Vasek Pospisil from Canada,
okay,
who
that's
is
a tongue
the
twister.
number 2 singles player for Canada.
Yes.
Helped get Canada to the semi-final of the Davis Cup last year, this 2013. And I think one of the rising talents on the ATP Tour.
Well, see, I couldn't say Popsicle or whatever his name is, and Charuk couldn't say Nedunjarian yesterday, so we kind of even on that one. But let's take a look at the order of play now for day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open. And the first match, of course, is what we're looking at. Yuki BHAMBRI is up first, and he's up against Pablo CARRENO BUSTA of Spain. Somdev Varman, the feature match against the young qualifier from Chennai, Ramkumar Ramanathan. He came through 3 great matches. And then that wonderful doubles match, Rohan Bopana and Qureshi, the Indo-Pak Express against Benoit Paire and Stan Wawrinka. That's a really tough first-round match for the number one seeds. But let's discuss the second match first, the one between Somdev Varman, your number 1 player on the Indian team, of course. He's ranked 90. He got directly into this tournament. And he's up against young Ramkumar Ramanathan, who you know very well. You've hit with him. How do you see that match?
Well, that's the big match of the day. The India's number 1 against a rising star from Chennai. And a kid that I've hit with several times, and especially 5 years ago, we used to play every single day. So I've known him since he was maybe 13, 14 years of age. He's a talented kid. He's been in Barcelona for the last few years, working at the Casal Sanchez Academy. So I think he's got the weapons. He's got the size, certainly. He's about 6'3". So he's big first serve, great forehand, and maybe a little inexperienced at this point, but he's 8-9 years younger than Somdev. So I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him.
But again, you know, of course, Somdev is the clear favorite in that match. He's ranked 90 coming to this, lot of experience. But again, you know, Ramkumar has nothing to lose. He can go out there, swing from the heels.
Absolutely,
absolutely. I don't remember when I was 19, but been a long way back. But it's easier to play when you're 19.
Well, considering that he came through the qualifying, and in the first round of the qualifying, he beat a kid who was 16. And that was one of the tightest matches I've ever seen. Both of them were pushing the ball around, but Ramkumar got through. And now he really doesn't have anything to lose. So he can go out there and swing freely. Somdev has pressure on him, obviously. He's India's number 1 and best player. but I think eventually experience is going to tell.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting day of tennis, of course. Great doubles match coming up. That's the third match with the Indo Park Express is up against last year's champions Wawrinka and Benoit pair. But the first match that will be coming up is young Yuki BHAMBRI. And that's the match we're going to be watching in a short moment from now. CARRENO BUSTA of Spain up against Yuki BHAMBRI of India. He's a wild card. We'll take a short break. You're watching Star Sports 2 and Star Sports HD. You're live and exclusive from Chennai in Tamil Nadu, the Aircel Chennai Open. No, I haven't spoken. This is what's coming up, of course, the Aircel Chennai Open. This is day 2, CARRENO BUSTA of Spain against India's Yuki BHAMBRI. And we're all looking forward to watching young Yuki BHAMBRI in his opening match here. This is his fourth wild card given at the Aircel Chennai Open. So he's has worked really hard. He's India's number 2 player. So he certainly is a very talented young player. Yuki BHAMBRI had a few injuries since the time he was one of the world's top juniors. And now, of course, on the men's tour, doing very well. He's ranked high enough now to be the number 2 player for India after Somdev. And he actually won the doubles wildcard event in Shenzhen to be able to get a direct acceptance in the doubles in the Australian Open Championships 2 weeks from now. All school children there. Lovely to see them in the stands. And back to Yuki there, sitting down right before his match. Now he's stronger, he's fitter, and of course he's always had the height. And it's going to be interesting to see his improvement from last year's Chennai Open to this year's, and the areas where he might have improved. Now if he can start this match off relaxed and stay close to his Spanish opponent in the early stages of the match, Yuki can fare very well. CARRENO BUSTA of Spain. And here's the coin toss being conducted by the chair umpire, and that of course is sponsored by FedEx. FedEx, the only way to send your product overnight to cities around India, around the world. Yuki BHAMBRI won the toss, elected to receive. We see this constantly among players today. Way back, players always serve first, but they seem to want to receive and take an end, the better end, so to speak, and give the opponent a chance to serve first and get into the match, I suppose. shake off the nerves, which is not your opening service game. And of course, the ATP World Tour. There's Busta. Don't know much about CARRENO Busta. Haven't seen much of him on the international tour as I've done the Grand Slam events for Star Sports. And we take a look at this young man. Lives in New Delhi, of course. Turned pro. ATP ranking is 195 in the top 200. I was going to say that 2008 is when he turned pro. His best ranking has been 174. He's 21 years of age, so he's matured well. We saw him when he won his late teens, being one of the best juniors in the world, as I said before. Nice comfortable height at 6 feet even. And this is CARRENO Busta. Well, Barcelona, where else? Ranked 64. 2009 he turned pro, a year later than BHAMBRI. His best ranking was also 64. He's 22 years of age, 6'2" in height, 74 kilograms in weight. CARRENO Busta of Spain. And beautiful look here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium. Well, let's take a quick look at the order of play for day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open. CARRENO Busta against Yuki BHAMBRI. The match you're about to witness here. They've started warming up. Then the feature match. 2 Indians. We'll have 1 Indian in the second round for sure. Somdev Dev Varman against Ramkumar Ramanathan of India as well from Chennai. Bopana and Qureshi, the Indo-Pak Express against Benoit Paire and Stan Wawrinka of Switzerland, last year's winner of the doubles. That's a very tough first round match for the top seeds, Bopana and Qureshi. So beautiful look at the stadium here. Chennai Open, what a lineup today. Couldn't ask for more. No way, 4 Indians in the stand with Benoit to play last day of the year. A perfect day. These are some of the tweets that have been coming out for the Chennai Open this year. Big day. Chennai Open Indian stars. BHAMBRI, Somdev D, Ramkumar 1994. Who qualified impressively. Rohan Bopana in action on centre court. There he is, Karthik Chidambaram seated there. And that's Allison, the president of the international tour of the ATP, based in Sydney, Australia. And Arnaud Gabas of France is the chair umpire. Arnaud Gabas of France. And these, of course, are traveling professional umpires who travel the world on a regular basis.
Minutes.
Well, good evening, Vijay. Quick look at our official transporters for the moment, if I can call them that. The Fiat Linea, looking fantastic, gleaming, very popular in this part of the world. Of course, in most of the parts of the world, Fiat itself, of course, a legendary name. But we thank them for their support to the tournament as we get underway.
Charu, great to see you, of course, as always, at the Aircel Chennai Open. It's a delight to be with you, coming in from Bangalore for this event every year. And then absolutely a delight to work with you. We've done that for many, many years here at the Aircel Chennai Open. We had a wonderful dinner last night, hosted by Aircel, the title sponsors of this event. And this was the dinner last night. That's my glass of wine, by the way, on the side. And a lovely band, a live band.
1 minute.
And the good-looking person there was me. And then the person dancing, that's Anand, of course. And the person dancing is Charu.
Well, the better looking, sorry. Well, good to see you well attended. And Bobs, of course, and SM coming together. What a fantastic thing to happen yet again.
Somdev walking in, Rajiv Ram and Somdev having a chat. Anand in the middle, of course. There we are. Wonderful pictures. Anand's back on the phone again. Of course he is.
But he must stop dyeing his hair white, because I know he wants to look his age, but, when you don't, you don't. What can you say?
Oh dear. That's Alison in the blue dress, president of the international division of the ATP.
She's the boss, huh?
Yes, for all of the international tournaments. So she has a big job ahead of her rather, and she goes off to Doha as well. I think she leaves tonight to go to Doha for that tournament there as well.
Yeah, well, I must confess, I'm a little biased. Not too concerned about Doha and Brisbane. Very happy to be here in Chennai. That's our tournament.
I joined the club. But I don't know enough about this young man. I was talking about it earlier, Charu. He's 22 years of age, CARRENO BUSTA of Spain. He's ranked 64 in the world and turned pro 1 year later than Yuki BHAMBRI at age 22. But these guys were telling us, Ram Kumar and BHAMBRI and everyone was saying that when they practice in Barcelona, that there are so many great players in Barcelona who don't have one ATP point. It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, all of Europe, really. I mean, Barcelona is one, but I'm sure there are other centers in Europe where there are many, many very good tennis players, and sometimes they go on to hit it big, and sometimes they get sidetracked and follow all sorts of other careers. But they're all big, they're strong, they start early, they're well coached, there are lots of facilities. So, I mean, the conditions are so conducive to becoming big at sport in Europe and many other places in the world, unlike India, where it's such a struggle, and to see somebody like Yuki coming through that struggle and still sticking to the game. He's only 21, because as a junior you tend to do well, and then you need so much to be able to transgress, to cross the next threshold.
Yes, no question, but I do believe Yuki has the height, he has the ability, and let's hope that he can start well with this particular match here, day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open.
Vijay, CARRENO BUSTA played the doubles yesterday and they lost pretty quickly to Maineni and his Russian partner. Here we go.
15.
And just complete that thought. It was the word that springs to mind is lackluster. But that, of course, was in the doubles, and you have to depend on your partner as well. And I'm sure he might show us his true game, singles game today, which has catapulted him to 65, which is a good, healthy ranking.
Yes, he got into the doubles only because they used the singles ranking to get in. Oh dear. Just off timing a little bit on that forehand, but what a wonderful rally that
13
by both players.
A good scramble by Yuki earlier on the backhand side. He does always start strong at the Chennai Open. I've seen that at the ACL Chennai Open, Yuki. Very often it's a sort of a 7-6, 6-2 situation. And I hope for his sake that it doesn't happen this time around, but he does tend to start strong. I just wonder if it needs more gas in the tank. Second, third set.
The scary part here is CARRENO BUSTA doesn't look like he's going to miss. And I don't think anybody today loses a match because they ran out of gas in a 3-set match. I think it's more likely to affect them if they play 4 3-set matches in a row, where it catches up with you.
Game, CARRENO BUSTA.
So 4 solid points there by CARRENO BUSTA.
It was a superb return by Yuki. Shame that he couldn't build on it. Yeah, perhaps at the start of the season, when the training levels could be just a little suboptimal, and also the weather in Chennai could get hold of a couple of people. So maybe that you get a little winded sooner than you might like. But probably not in the case of Yuki, who's certainly from our part of the world, if not from Chennai. So he shouldn't be feeling the heat quite as much.
And all these guys have had lovely training camps. They went to apparently in Thailand a training camp, and then you have a training camp in Doha. They've had one in Hyderabad this year for the first time. Of course, Europe is too cold, the east coast of the US is too cold, and people tend to actually work out in Asia, the Middle East, And now India, the Indian boys and girls apparently worked very hard in Hyderabad, which I thought is a great move.
Love 15.
Trying to look for better angles, Yuki just misses. So Hyderabad is the new big center, is it? Because of weather? Or being... I thought Bangalore would be the obvious choice.
Honestly, I don't know, but they all gathered in Hyderabad, and Somdev and the boys, Sania,
Net.
everybody was there working out. They brought Scott McCain in, the coach, and apparently they went through some very, very rigorous training, so which is great to hear. First point, Yuki is won.
So CARRENO BUSTA can miss. Just a few inches. But see how biases show through. I mean, for me, the world revolves around Bangalore, and then it's got to be Bengaluru for everything. No, but it truly does have very temperate weather.
Oh, it's a lovely city. I think it's 3 weeks in the year where you get a little warm, but other than that, it's always been spectacular.
30-15.
Another quick word here about the organizers of the Aircel Chennai Open. IMG Reliance do a spectacular job with this tournament yet again, along with the Tamil Nadu Tennis Association, the Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu, and most of all the Tamil Nadu government, headed of course by the Honorable Chief Minister Jayalalitha, who does remarkable support of sports in our state, and especially this Aircel Chennai Open and tennis in particular. She's been a great supporter of this tournament.
30.
And sports and tennis lovers in the state are very grateful for that.
Disappointing double four, but I've heard so for several sports, and of course you must know about tennis and much more because you are from Chennai. But I'm not from Chennai, and I hear all the time that she's supporting sport in little ways and in big ways as well. And the big ways is where you really need it.
Well, the interesting thing is she just opened stadiums and dormitories and hostels for athletes in different cities across Tamil Nadu. So I think that's a wonderful impetus for
40,
young
30.
athletes in this state to be able to work hard to excel themselves, because there's such good support from the Honorable Chief Minister and all the way down the government.
I mean, I don't mean to dampen that at all, but I must mention that if that support, and of course a lot more were to come from the corporate sector, now that would be where the world of sport needs to move to. The government has so many other priorities, and it's a wonder that she does support as much as she does, but it's really the corporate sector that needs to move in.
Well played.
Game BHAMBRI.
He took his time there, BHAMBRI. That was a big game to hold serve.
1 game on.
And a very long rally there as we see BHAMBRI working his way in. And as we were looking at that point, Charu, we saw backhand to backhand rallying there. It seemed like the same point again and again. He was a little tentative there on the smash, but yes, he mishit it, but got away with it.
I must confess, it was a particularly good, safe approach, although CARRENO BUSTA got to it. It's nice that he didn't overhit it.
If he can work his way in by opening up the court a little, and he's got the ability to do it, BHAMBRI, he'll have better success. I think trading ground strokes with Busta from the back of the court wouldn't be the right way to play him.
Once again, excellent approach, I must say. Keeping it safe, you're about a foot and a half inside both the lines. It's just perfect. You don't run the risk of hitting the lines and sometimes ball goes inches out and you lose a point for nothing, just going for the line. So those approaches are very impressive so far.
I tell you what would come in handy there on those balls is if Yuki can develop a nice off backhand slice from that position into the forehand of the opponent. Open up the court nicely, which Federer does so magnificently. Andy Murray does it. Djokovic has picked it up really well, doing the Grand Slams that he has.
And to chase it to the net.
No, don't go in. You just open up the court. That's always a good serve into the body. And Busta finding his mark here with this. Look at this. See that in clubs a lot, don't you?
I was about to say, yeah, you can't move away in time. You tend to sort of play a badminton push or some hybrid shot. It doesn't look pretty. Carreno Busta's been steady, but I feel compelled to add not spectacular so far.
Well, he's a solid player. I mean, he's ranked 64 in the world, which is very high, and obviously a solid singles player.
40-30.
At age 22, so he's going to certainly move up. But you see him there doesn't make too many mistakes from the back of the court, as does every Spaniard that we can find.
Juice.
Almost every Spaniard. These are far too many free points to Yuki BHAMBRI from CARRENO BUSTA, and I'm sure he'll be very disappointed, even though it's still very early in the set, but certainly not at his best just yet.
He opened up the court nicely, the Spaniard, but Yuki gave himself enough time with that forehand to get back into the court, forcing Busta to go for a bit more. This angle opened up the court very nicely, but look at BHAMBRI, bit of height there, gave him enough time to get back, and then forces Busta to go for more. So a chance for the Indian.
Good scrambling, as well as intelligent play by the young Yuki.
Well, it was a good start by the Spaniard in the opening game, winning 5 or 6 points before BHAMBRI got into it. But now it's the Indian with the break of serve. 2-1. First set.
Every year. Virtually, it's been like 75, 76, 64, whatever. Do something to upset them.
There's a play there.
And eventually you say, what happened? I mean, they seem to be left,
Time.
they seem to be just the same. And 7562, bye-bye. You're smarter. No, not slut out, slut.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open, first tournament of the year. So therefore we'll have to say 2014, even though of course today is the last day of 2013. Hope it went well for you, and we do hope 2014 goes better for everybody out there, including particularly tennis fans and this 21-year-old from India who's up a break, Yuki BHAMBRI.
Europeans very rarely miss those kinds of passing shots. This one here that Yuki plays, not quite a drop shot or an approach, and paid the price. Oh, Busta was there.
15 all.
Well, the Honourable Finance Minister of India, P. Chidambaram, there in the maroon shirt, a huge tennis fan right there, takes time off from his position as Minister of Finance for the Government of India, the senior most ministers in the cabinet, the huge tennis fan, been to Wimbledon of course, the US Open, and his son Karthi is the organising chairman here at the Aircel Chennai Open.
30.
So, big point here, 15-30 at 2-1.
Net. First.
I think it's got the line, I suppose.
15
Yes, it did,
14.
quite clearly, but another bruising rally, and I just wonder, he did try and open the court once or twice, did Yuki?
Yes, he did. Didn't quite take advantage of it. That's the one, just got the line there. But 2 break points now for Busta to come back with a break.
Again, CARRENO BUSTA.
Well, shame that the young Indian got broken right back.
2 games all.
But good scrambling again by CARRENO BUSTA, just showing his fitness. He's only 22 though, very young, very fit after that injury spell in 2012. Came back magnificently. And even though Yuki got to it, one would have thought he'd do something better. Once having reached the ball, you just feel so gutted when you reach it and you can't send it across the net.
Fifteen left.
Well played. It was the backhand that did the damage from the Spaniard.
30 love.
This one there pushed Yuki into the corner. And then a nice safe drop volley. A solid 1-2 there. A good serve and your forehand.
40 love.
Well, apart from the consistency, one obvious difference is the serve. Raudo's speed gun showing that CARRENO BUSTA is close to the 200 mark.
Game, CARRENO BUSTA.
And fairly accurate as well. So breaks are being traded.
CARRENO BUSTA leads 3 games to 2.
CARRENO BUSTA leads the opening set 3 games to 2 on serve.
Time.
Day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open. Charo and I are watching this wonderful first round match between young Yuki BHAMBRI. And look at this, BHAMBRI's shot placement and where he's been playing. Needless to say, 85% of it has been towards the backhand side of Busta. And yes, it's been a lot of backhand to backhand, hasn't it? Looking at BHAMBRI to open up the court a little more. He played a good third game to break, but now back on serve, 20 minutes into this match.
Once again, same gameplay. It's 3 times now. Good
15
approach from the forehand. Nice and safe. And the reply by CARRENO BUSTA easily put away by Yuki BHAMBRI. If he can create that amount of space, seems to be a good game plan. See what I meant when I said earlier, when you get to the ball,
15
you've got to be able to do something better, and Yuki will be very disappointed.
Well, I was concerned about the shot selection here from Busta. He was there with plenty of time. You know, when you take such a big roundhouse backswing on the forehand on a drop shot, it becomes difficult to work with it. BHAMBRI needs to hold here. 2-3, 15-all.
30-15.
You know, I just thought of something. You can train endlessly for the backhands and the forehands and the normal baseline shots. But how do you train for a net court? And which is why every once in a while one tends to look silly when you chase one down and then don't quite know what to do with it.
Well, there is a drill for it. Yes, well done. Solid smash there from BHAMBRI. There is a drill for it where the coach stands just the other side of the net and drops the ball, and you come forward and you have to work with it, and the coach doesn't pick up the volley. It happens a lot, but to hit the net cord is the tougher part. You need a lot of divine intervention for that.
And also, is the coach standing on the net sort of threatening you, so where are you going to go? Maybe not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. You got 3 choices, including the lob. But that's a drill players very often work on.
Game BHAMBRI.
Well played. 3 solid points there from BHAMBRI. 15-all.
3 games all.
So he didn't let the previous service game bother him. Holds on nicely. 3 games all. Both players looking very solid from the back of the court. Interesting. Busta ranked 64. BHAMBRI's ranked 195. Now BHAMBRI looked the better player in that entire point, but just didn't quite threaten about going in there. He had Busta on the ropes a few times.
Some particularly good, accurate forehands in that rally by
Yes.
Yuki BHAMBRI. Impressive. He dumped that backhand into the net, but
30 love.
Wonderful forehand winner there from the Spaniard.
I've said this before, Vijay, but I feel compelled to say it again. Just a better serve seems to be the obvious difference between the two. CARRENO BUSTA, a little more power, better placement.
Well, see, the very good guys, they always seem to get a point, 2 points per game on their serve, which are real freebies. Just as we talk about the good serve,
Well, I was about to mention he's served his share of a double falls or more.
commentator's nightmare. 30-15. Made the right move, BHAMBRI. Came in very nicely, playing that volley just over the baseline, but little unlucky. Good play.
Game CARRENO BUSTA.
So just a couple of errors there from the
Your
Indian.
boss please.
And CARRENO
CARRENO BUSTA
Busta
leads 4 games to 3.
with 4 games to 3 on serve, first set.
Time.
So Yuki BHAMBRI serving behind in this first set because he opted to do so after the FedEx coin toss. Now serving at 3-4 with new balls. Still didn't move in, but got away with it. Bambri, wonderful ground strokes.
Brave change up
15-9.
to go up the line with that forehand. So easy to drag it wide, to hook it wide. But he played that near perfect.
Left shoulder stayed down nicely on the forehand. Yes, well done. Rico Piperno, Anand Amritraj, co-commentators here. Aircel Chennai Open.
The previous rally was
59.
24 shots, perhaps the longest. And just the psychology, Vijay, of coming out on top in a long rally means so much, because when you play hard, when the rally goes up and down, sometimes you're ahead or favored and sometimes the other, but when you come out on the wrong end of a long rally, it just sort of psychologically saps you so much more. It's not an average point then, it becomes a huge point.
Yes. Nice safe winner from Bambri.
30-15.
Struck at a good pace, that 141 kilometers per hour. Good serve.
Looks like Yuki heard me after serving a bit. You think so? All right, here goes.
Game Bambri.
Well done, he did.
Well, another important game and
Four
very
games.
well handled by Yuki Bhambri. Late evening here in Chennai. Wonderful weather this time around, I must confess. Not quite as hot as some of the previous years, and there's a gentle breeze as well. So something's changed.
It's good to hear from someone coming from Bengaluru. So used to good weather.
And I truly wasn't condescending. It's nice.
30 minutes into this match. It's 4 games all. There you go. That's what I was looking for from the Bambri return of serve. Opened up the court nicely. He took 2 steps to his left on the return of serve here to hit that first one that opened up the court, and then a delightful approach. Very safe up the line. Running into it nicely. Perfect timing. Well done.
Mr. CARRENO BUSTA changing the call on the left baseline. Ball was caught in.
Oh, quick challenge there from Busta, the first one of the match.
Well, he was very close. I mean, the ball was virtually under his eyes. So he should have had a very good look at it. Oh, millimeters. He was right.
I say,
15.
that was a good challenge. Oh, that's well done. Wonderful point. Point of the match so far, that. Comes in nicely
30-15.
off this volley. Very nicely played. Bambri coming up with a wonderful forehand down the line. Under normal circumstances would have provided the error. Busta getting lucky there.
In the previous point, Yuki might have been ready to celebrate, thinking it was such a fine passing shot, but came back.
Wonderful.
30.
Short backswing, but a good release. He pulled the trigger beautifully there, Yuki Bambri. Gets around this one nicely, and then excellent racket head speed with that off forehand. Well done. 143k is that.
Net for 6.
Well, the power and the precision of that forehand certainly surprised CARRENO BUSTA. Wasn't going to go for it at all.
Once again, it was the movement of BHAMBRI to his left 2 steps to
Ball, please.
kind of generate a bit more pace with the forehand and threatened Busta. And now a real chance for the Indian. A break point to serve out the set.
CARRENO BUSTA should have anticipated that movement. I must say, second serve hasn't really been as sharp as he would like.
Okay.
Well done, BHAMBRI. Terrific stuff. Patience paying off there, generating a bit more
BHAMBRI
pace, forces the error.
5-4.
What a wonderful time to break serve. 5-4, first set.
Ouch. I think this is the climax. I think it's in Busta's hand. It's in that's I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. Then he'll start going for more.
Time.
Welcome back. You're watching the day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open. Live on Star Sports 2 and Star Sports HD. Charu and I, Star Sports HD 2. We stand corrected. And Charu and I in commentary position here for this opening match of day 2 of these championships. Serving for the set.
I hope a whole lot of tennis fans have tuned in to Star Sports 2 and Star Sports HD 2, because this is the only ATP tournament in South Asia, and it's not just the only, it's very well run. You mentioned that before. IMG Reliance does such a great job. It's a pleasure being here year after year. Sometimes we get big stars, sometimes we don't, but the quality of tennis, always good. Crucial first point. Second, beg your pardon, 15 all. And of course, such an important opportunity, wonderful opportunity for tennis fans of India to be here in Chennai to watch and support India's tennis players, for whom too it's a great opportunity.
Wonderful change of direction there, but very safe as well from BHAMBRI.
30-15.
Backhand to backhand was working well, but changed direction very nicely.
Well, he had an opportunity earlier on to perhaps get a better angle on the backhand cross court, but played it ultra safe. And I was just saying, well, I'm complimenting Yuki on playing a safe game, and maybe that was too safe. But the final change-up, fantastic. Well played, Yuki.
Well done. Solid tennis from Yuki BHAMBRI in the closing stages of this first set.
40-15.
I tell you, it's never easy to serve out a set. It's never easy to serve when you're a break up. And BHAMBRI is doing a wonderful job here. 2 set points.
Well inside the baseline. Fist pump, he knows he's within touching distance now of this opening set.
Well done.
First set, BHAMBRI.
39 minutes first set. And really a wonderful performance here
6 games
by
to
young
4.
Yuki BHAMBRI. 6 games to 4 first set.
Most of the sign was on the boards. There is something but score late 6 by 6-4.
Welcome back on Star Sports 2 and Star Sports HD2. You're watching our coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open Day 2. Some terrific action on centre court. Brilliant setting, and Yuki BHAMBRI has utilized the opportunity. 4th time, of course. There's his
Time.
the Yuki BHAMBRI camp leader. Good to see Mr. Bhala in duty. We met at breakfast today, and he's looking reasonably confident, but you never know, of course. 195 Yuki BHAMBRI, just to remind you, playing world number 65 or 64,
Second set.
CARRENO BUSTA. So he'll be
CARRENO
very
Busta.
happy with the way things have turned out for Yuki. Did very well in the final game after breaking in the 9th game. Never easy, and we were wondering whether nerves would play a part, or he closed it out well.
Interesting, both players not quite having the backhand slice that you would need for those low balls. This one here, and another questionable shot selection from BHAMBRI. Busta forces the error. This opening game of the second set, a big one for both players. Well done, comes in nicely there. Bit more confidence
15.
now, and more spring in the step of the Indian.
And going for the lines. That backhand cross court, skimming off the line and setting up the final finish. CARRENO BUSTA thought of challenging it, but he was right there.
30 ans.
That's the first time he's done that in this match.
40.
Pulled the
30.
trigger on the backhand down the line. Well struck two-hander this.
Yep, played it well. Caught Yuki completely by surprise. Very well prepared for it. I think that sounded strange. CARRENO BUSTA prepared very well for that backhand up the line is what I meant.
First
So he
game
holds
is
the
cut.
opening game, second set. And just a little bit of extra angst on CARRENO BUSTA's face, knowing he really shouldn't have gone down in the opening set to somebody ranked as low as 195. But stranger things have happened in the opening tournament of the year.
Fifteen.
Brilliantly finished off by CARRENO BUSTA. Some good
15.
scrambling by Yuki BHAMBRI earlier on, but it wasn't good enough. CARRENO BUSTA very focused, stayed low, and didn't he finish that off in style? Near perfect. Had a very busy 2013, did CARRENO BUSTA, after that injury that laid him low for what, 7-8 months of 2012. Played some 90-odd, 96 main draw matches across futures and challenges and the main tour as well. Picked up his first tour win in Casablanca. Oh yes, Yuki BHAMBRI, that forehand volley,
14.
very careful, hit the corner, it's fairly deep as well.
Good looking volley that. Went behind him nicely, CARRENO BUSTA.
40-30.
We haven't seen much of that this evening.
Well, it's a very powerful return to begin with. And from then on, he was always favourite to win the point, CARRENO BUSTA. But you're right. In the second set, we've seen him change up with the backhand going up the line, and the last point too. Down the middle, did hit the line, CARRENO BUSTA. Thinking of challenging, and I think he has. Looked to me like it skimmed the line. We'll know in a second.
Flush on the line, that service. And a good time to serve an ace.
One game up. Mr. CARRENO BUSTA has 2 changes remaining.
So 1-all, second set. You see the change of pace with that slice
Love 15.
made a huge difference with the pace for CARRENO BUSTA to read, and then came the error. Andy Murray does that so beautifully.
Love 13.
No chance for the Indian.
That didn't look too good at all from CARRENO BUSTA. You know, earlier today you were mentioning the frenzied tennis activity in Barcelona. And no surprise, CARRENO BUSTA is one of 14 Spaniards in the top 100. I mean, where's the power center of tennis? Quite clear now.
Absolutely.
15, 30.
Well, I think you got 3 guys in the top 10.
Really incredible.
Ball please.
Once again, just taking that chance. It was not a whole lot harder than the
15, 14.
backhand that he returns normally with, but it's the aggressiveness of him taking 2 steps to his left. That one there, pulling the trigger. And a nice safe forehand, I should say, post the error. There's your break.
Well done, Yuki. Surprised
Bambri
CARRENO
leads
BUSTA
to get
earlier
to-
with a couple of cracking forehands and a fist pump, indicating that he is now ahead in the second set of the break.
CARRENO BUSTA was ready for this problem. So this one come off. Inside out.
Time.
So a good start for Yuki. And, on the forehand, he's been all over the place. For the backhand, very steady. And CARRENO BUSTA, somewhat similar. Wow.
Now, every game is going to make a huge difference to this young man's
59.
confidence. He's firmly in the driver's seat. A set, a break, the momentum is with him, and he's playing aggressive tennis, especially with that forehand, doing a lot of damage. Little wide. What I've really liked about Bambri in this match rather, since last year, is the fact that he's taking more chances. He's taking a little bit more active participation in pulling the trigger earlier in the point, and he's done that on the return of serves, taking a few steps to his left to hit the forehand. Well done. Shortened up the backswing as well a little bit on the forehand.
30, 15.
This one here, it's still not as big a roundhouse swing that he used to have,
Well, still look pretty
but
big.
it's
But
out
if-
there.
But to me, the most impressive part is his safety. And even that big forehand, he hit it off, but still well within the line.
Yes.
$40-50.
Yes, now he's forcing Busta to go for more. So, slowly but surely, he's putting his foot down on the pedal. Bambri.
Game BHAMBRI.
Another
BHAMBRI
inexpensive
leads
point there.
3-1.
Okay, here's the big question, Vijay. You're up a set against somebody ranked 130 places better than you. You're up a break in the second set as well. When do you allow yourself, sometimes a critical error, when do you allow yourself to say, listen, I'm going to do this? And you get a little ahead of yourself and you say, I'm going to win this. And then the other guy plays better and it all
Well,
crashes.
I think you do it when you're in the locker room. Just missed the line. Forcing Busta to really go for more. Bambri gets a break here. I think this young man's fate would be sealed. Big game this. Good serve.
Big
Mr.
game,
BHAMBRI
big
is
serve.
changing the ball on the left center service line. The ball was good.
Oh, looks like Yuki's in with a challenge. It did seem to be swinging wide, but I'm sure it caught a part of the center line.
Constance.
Solid once again. Flush on the line.
15. $30-15. Mr. BHAMBRI has 2 challenges
It's
remaining.
been a while since Yuki made such a wild error. It's been pretty steady from him, which is good news.
Okay.
What is the? Oh,
Mr. BHAMBRI changing the call on the right.
was it called
fast
wide?
line.
Yes, it was. I think it's a very good challenge. There was plenty of topspin. I think it landed very much on the line. Not that I'm
Here
blaming
we are.
the linesman.
Oh, there we are.
Ball is overturned.
Well done. Good call, Charu. Bang on the line.
Good call, Yuki.
Good challenge.
Tough job for the linesman, really.
Yes, it's not an easy job by any stretch of imagination. Good serve.
40-30.
Big one down the middle, close to 200 on our Rado service speed check. 198.
I say. Well, that's the way to pull the trigger. Take 2 steps to your left. No, you're out of position here, but look at this. This is a wonderful forehand.
I'd say it's
from
the
Yuki
shot of the
Bambri.
match.
Yes.
So far, brilliant. The level of confidence you must have to play that.
152 kilometers per hour. Yes, Busta came in very nicely. He knows this game is absolutely vital for him to win if he is going to stay in this match. Well played. Very well done there by the Indian. Nice shot volley he made and then got a hold of that smash.
And again, very safe. He had to play an extra shot, but
Yes.
appreciate the safety. He's certainly growing in confidence, playing a few shots that he just did not in the opening set. That's a good sign for the Indian. And points like those really get the crowd going, which is of course in Yuki's advantage here in Chennai.
Oh, pity.
Advantage.
He certainly had a look at that pass, Bambri. And what the top players do, Charu, very cleverly, is just that same ball that Yuki had on the forehand. They do not go for the clean pass. They actually dip the ball, force the error, or if the opponent gets it back, passes him on the next ball. That's the difference between players ranked in the 200s and players ranked in the top 20. That's long.
Game, CARRENO BUSTA.
And a solid hold by Busta. It was a big game for the Spaniard to hold serve.
Bambri leads 3 games to 2.
But it's still Yuki Bambri in the driver's seat. A set and a break. 3-2.
Time.
Wonderful setting here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Centre, developed by the Sports Authority of Tamil Nadu, Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu. Fine arena, centre court action. India's Yuki Bambri, 195 in the world, but is a set and a break up against this young man from Barcelona, Pablo CARRENO Busta. Had an excellent 2013, but is in danger here in the opening round. The Aircel Chennai Open.
15 left.
That down the line backhand working well for Bambri, playing behind his opponent.
I'm surprised that CARRENO Busta missed that. Didn't seem to have enough resolve behind there. Almost a defeatist attitude. Now we know that it was only temporary because he's much better than that.
Net. First.
Definitely a few more errors from Busta. Just went straight for the opponent, Busta, with that last forehand.
30-15.
Little short of reaction there from Bambri. Good stretch volley here, but this one, yes, didn't quite react quick enough.
Yuki gave CARRENO BUSTA the glare, but must have had just a quarter of a second to react to that, so understandable. Wouldn't have seen that some years ago, the swinging volley.
15.
But so many players now fond of it.
Oh, you have to go way back now.
Game Bambri.
Well done. Every
Good
game a
ball
big
space.
one to hold for the young Indian. So a set in 4-2.
Bambri leads
Confess,
4 games
Vijay,
to 2.
it does seem like CARRENO BUSTA's deploying the desperation button rather than
balls.
the patience button, because he is better as a player, according to rankings. And had he chosen the patient path, I wonder if Yuki would have gotten a little more desperate or impatient, or he's trying to pull the trigger too many times. But that previous game, at least on 2 or 3 of the points, they were just gifts to Yuki Bhamri because of CARRENO BUSTA slapping it back rather than developing the point.
Oh, lovely. Two-hander up the line. Timed perfectly, Bambri.
Love 15.
He's really taken some chances in the second set very nicely. And at the right moment, shot selection perfect here from the young Indian. That's a good shot. Played behind his opponent.
15 all.
CARRENO BUSTA delaying that off forehand. A particularly good shot there.
Yes, I'm not a huge fan of the drop shot on the hard courts unless it is really done
30,
with the element
15.
of surprise. The ball tends to come up a little bit. Take a look at this again as he pushes it up the line safely there. Busta opens up the court for the winning volley.
Unless, of course, your name is Janowitz, who plays those drop shots from crazy positions. Pulls them off well too at times.
Busta still hanging tough here, trying to stay close to the Indian.
Game.
Well done.
CARRENO BUSTA.
So CARRENO BUSTA holds on,
Bambri leads 4 games
but
to
it's
2.
still Yuki Bambri in the driver's seat. A set and 4-3.
Time.
So the business end of the second set, Yuki BHAMBRI doing very well. Broke CARRENO BUSTA early in the opening set, was broken right back, and of course the break in the ninth game, giving Yuki BHAMBRI the opening set. Big boost for the young Indian, only 21 still. In the second set, also a break ahead, 4-3 if he can hold here. More trouble for CARRENO BUSTA.
59.
Big first point that. In the first set, he was making a lot of those. Well inside the sideline, but in the second, he's missed most of them.
Also pulling the trigger a lot sooner. There's a touch of desperation to what he's doing, CARRENO BUSTA. Again, a good solid approach off the short return by Yuki BHAMBRI. And just the threat of going up to the net, drawing the error from CARRENO BUSTA. Good stuff by Yuki.
Well done.
Game, BHAMBRI.
Taking his chances when he's ahead, and rightly so, BHAMBRI.
BHAMBRI leads.
Really done well.
Game to 3.
Haven't seen him go down the middle with the second serve for quite a while, so it was a good change-up. I think surprised CARRENO BUSTA, wasn't prepared for it. Return floating well wide, so that was a good game. 39%. And BHAMBRI 71. Huge difference.
So Busta serving to stay in this match. Taking another chance nicely. He's really played some aggressive tennis after 4-all in the first set. Has really been forward moving, taking chances. Good shot selection.
It was a particularly good serve. And the short return made it easy for CARRENO BUSTA to give a taste of his own medicine to Yuki BHAMBRI. Which is all right. The acceleration in terms of a little bit of risk, trying to go for the lines, has been magnificent from Yuki's part. Initially very safe, and then gradually showing that there's a lot more to his game than safe rallies.
Once again, he's done that twice in this entire match, BHAMBRI. The slice backhand, and both times CARRENO BUSTA has made the mistake on the next ball, just with a change of pace. Because your timing goes off just a bit. That's all you need. There's Happy Bala, BHAMBRI's coach. Very happy.
Well, he's really dug himself into a hole here. CARRENO BUSTA, world number 64, in trouble.
Out.
Oh, just over the baseline, I think.
30.
Yes. Still 2 points away from victory.
Volti 30.
for the moment. The young Spaniard's dug himself out of the hole there in this important 9th game.
Once again, the same shot, but playing it very safely, Bambri. Not extremely close to the lines, but a lot of pace. Look at him here, nice hip rotation, shoulder turn, forced the error.
Net. Facile.
Terrific stuff there from Yuki Bambri, threading the needle magnificently with that one up the line, a two-hander, forces the error. So an hour and 15 minutes into this match, young Yuki Bambri has a match point. Well done, wonderful finish.
Brilliant by the young Indian. Yuki Bambri takes it in 2 sets. And India accelerate magnificently into this match. Started out slow, Vijay, but a memorable victory for Yuki against a much higher ranked opponent.
Well, really a match that Yuki Bambri would be very, very proud of. And this really is a wonderful finish on the very first match point on his opponent's serve. Yuki Bambri, you can see the reaction there, and rightly so. Frustration with the Spaniard, but Bambri played a very, very solid second set. The first set was tight, could have gone either way, but it was really Bambri in the driver's seat after that first set. Very impressive, a good win, but also a great improvement from last year's Aircel Chennai Open. There he is, Yuki Bambri, the wild card from India, ranked 195, taking out the 64th ranked Spaniard CARRENO Busta 6-4, 6-3 in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, there we are. Indians are the ones who can hit that tennis ball with a cricket bat comfortably. I don't know why that is, but it happens quite often. One more, let's see how high you can hit this one, Yuki. Well done. Wonderful performance by this man, young Yuki Bambri from Delhi. So let's take a look at the stats of the match. The first serve percentage is not very high for both players, 56 and 49. Aces 3 and 2, double faults 3 and 2 as well. Winners 22 for Bambri, 15 for Busta. 27 unforced errors for the Spaniard, 24 for Bambri. Break points, Bambri converted 4, Busta 1. So not a whole lot of difference, but Bambri winning the right points at the right time. A lovely night here in Chennai, 6:40 p.m. local Indian Standard Time. Perfect weather for tennis. Fans enjoyed this first match rather, to see an Indian come through very nicely against the much higher ranked man from Spain. So certainly both these youngsters have a great future ahead of them. The Spaniard, 22 years of age, and Yuki Bambri is 21. Let's go down to courtside. Charu is with Yuki.
Thanks so much, Vijay. Ladies and gentlemen, 21 years old into the second round of the Aircel Chennai Open. Yuki BHAMBRI, congratulations. Fantastic match.
Thank you. What a wonderful way to start the new year's, to be in the second round of Chennai Open. You know, it's always fun to come back here in Chennai and play in front of the home crowd. You know, it's everybody's favorite tournament. It's great to see everybody out in good numbers.
Well, I suppose one of the many people you might want to thank is a very happy Balla.
Yes, you know, he's been around. I think he's been helping Somdev. Aditya Sachdeva, my coach, has been here too. You know, we worked a great deal in the off season, and it's paying off.
For sure. Tell us a couple of things you did off season which has made you or allowed you to kind of play the tennis you did today.
Well, you know, I think just working on the all-court game, you know, just trying to increase a lot more pace, put more power, you know, in my strokes. And I think, you know, I played well today. It's world number 64. You know, one of the upcoming talents, already in top 100, and I'm just glad I could, you know, get one out of the way.
Well, Vijay and I upstairs were noticing how there was the progression in play earlier, very careful in the opening set, and then more and more risks, more and more angles. Was that a part of the plan?
I think I was just nervous a little bit, you know, first match after a while. And I just was a bit tentative, just trying to, you know, play my game. I think I relaxed a bit more out there, was more confident as the games went on, and, you know, felt confident, felt good.
Well, all of us feel very, very good, and I'm sure all your fans here in Chennai too. Ladies and gentlemen, Yuki BHAMBRI through to the second round of the Aircel Chennai Open.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Vijay.
So a wonderful performance there by young Yuki BHAMBRI. And a great boost for Indian tennis, I should say, that especially with the Davis Cup coming up against Chinese Taipei in 2014. And Anand sitting there, the new Davis Cup captain, would have been very, very pleased with the way Yuki BHAMBRI finished off this match, especially. Starting well is one thing, but finishing off the match is another. We'll take a short break, but coming up, the feature match of this Day 2 of the Aircel Chennai Open, Somdev Dev Burman, and another young Indian who came through the qualifying beautifully, Ram Kumar Ramanathan. Stay with us on Star Sports 2 and Star Sports HD2.